All right. Good morning, everybody. So today we have a very special guest. You know, we like to do this every once in a while. We like to inspire people with our guests and the fantastic results that they've had. And we don't just choose anyone. If we're going to interview someone, we want to make sure that they've got something going for them. And they're the kind of people that others admire, basically. And today we have Beverly Scarano. Good morning, Beverly.
Good morning. How are you?
I am near perfect. Thank you. How are you?
I'm feeling fine and fit for the end of the week. It's wonderful.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Okay. So you had come to us when now? How long have you been coming to us?
I joined your group, or at least came to you for a consultation out of curiosity. Actually, just before the pandemic set in, it would have been in around March or April of 2020.
Got it. So it's been that long now. It's been over 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
hmm
And what was going on for you such that you wanted to come for a weight loss consultation?
Well, what started it was I had had a cardiac episode, and my cardiologist said to me, "Look, you're a little overweight. Well, not a little overweight, but you're overweight, and you need to lose some weight."
Hmm.
So I tried eating healthier through a subscription plan, and I did get healthier, but I didn't lose any weight.
Got it.
Um, and then I'm on Facebook, and I noticed your ads for ThinTech, and I noticed that it was in Marlboro. So since I'm from Monmouth County, I thought that would be convenient, but I kept putting it off. And then one morning, I just said, "Look, you have to take charge and do something." You um, wanted to feel better, and I wanted to lose the weight because of my heart. And I asked for a consultation, and you were kind enough to set me up with an appointment. And I came in to listen to what you had to say about how the program worked and what I could expect for the next 40 days.
Right. Okay. Now, by the way, I did want to ask, and I got your permission. I wouldn't just ask this out of the blue in case it's a sensitive topic, but how old are you, Beverly?
Today, this month, I'll be 80.
You'll be 80 this month. Happy birthday. I didn't even know that.
Yes. So
That's
when I started,
wonderful.
I was just a little bit younger, and I feel much younger than when I started. So
Well, you don't look like you're about to turn 80. I'm sure you hear that from other people. I'm not just flattering for the sake of flattering.
thank you.
Do you, in fact, hear that?
I do, and I ascribe whatever that is to two things. One, I had a mother who lived to be 101, and
Wow.
maybe I'd like to try for that goal. And two, I do a lot of work with my church and have for 30, 40 years with youth and children. So maybe that's the secret, part of
And
the secret.
I definitely want to talk about that because I know that that's where your heart is,
Mhm.
the charity work that you do. And it's one of the things that we like about you. But if we could just kind of get back to the consultation, when you came in, um, what was what did you gather from the consultation? What was it that made you want to actually sign up and do our program?
Mhm. Well, I think a lot of it had to do with your presentation. Um, And like anything else, if you want to accomplish something, you have to put your mind to it. So I had that feeling from what you told me about the program, how it worked, um, and the fact that I wanted to feel better. I wanted to feel better about myself. I wanted to lose the weight. And at that point, I thought, even if my goal was 20 pounds, that would be 20 pounds lighter. And I thought that was a goal I could reach rather than having an open-ended goal of, just wanting to lose weight. So that, and then you showed me you have a show and tell there. You have a lump of fat, and when I saw that, and I could relate to that, and I thought, well, this is something I could try, and
Well,
so. that
You
conviction.
ended up losing plenty of those lumps of fat. I usually show like a 1 pound, or there's a 5 pound model that we have as well. How much weight did you end up losing?
I lost, I gather, between 27 and 30 pounds by the time I was finished. And during that time, I had to see my cardiologist as I was losing the weight, and he was amazed and asked me what I was doing. I'm sure he was asking to be sure whatever I was doing was keeping me healthy
Hmm.
and not causing any other problems. And then I subsequently saw him at the end of the program, and he was delighted. And he told me that lots of people say they're going to lose weight because he recommends it, but they don't, or they don't stick to it. And I've had probably 3 or 4 checkups with him, and he sees that I've been maintaining my weight. I did describe the program, and he said, keep it up. It's fine.
How nice. How nice. Did he do any blood work? Did you have any improvements in blood work? That's something we do commonly see.
I did. I did. I had high cholesterol, and that was reduced. I had a little bit of high blood pressure, and that's been reduced. My stamina has increased, and I think the sugar levels, I'm not all familiar with all that jargon, but
Uh-huh.
they are within the range that they should be for my age.
Okay, and before you came in, it was high?
It was high, yes, pre-diabetes or whatever they call that.
Got it. Okay, so as you sit here today, you're considered not to be in the pre-diabetic range,
Right.
and your cholesterol and your blood pressure, is that in the are they in the normal range?
We're in the normal range. The other thing I neglected to mention, and I do tell friends when they ask me, "What are you doing?" At that point when I came in to see you, I had been suffering from sciatica,
Hmm.
and the I've gone to pain management. I'd gone to other doctors, but my cardiologist said that he felt losing weight would have an effect on that, and it did. I over the program, it I don't have any of sciatica problems. And the other thing, it was hard for me to stand up or walk any kind of reasonable distance, and my knees hurt, and my lower leg hurt. I'd always had that kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but discomfort. Let's just say that. All of that has gone. I have
Hmm.
aches and pains like everybody else, but all of that either has diminished so that I hardly notice it, or it's gone.
Bev, you don't know how thrilling this is for me. I mean, I've heard bits and pieces of this over the last couple of years, but when I hear it all at once, it's just so terrific. And the other thing is that you're the kind of person who's dedicated yourself to helping others.
Yes.
So, can you talk a little bit about this and what your passion is, what it is that you do for other people?
Well, my work, my volunteer work, or let's put it this way, one of the things I feel that we're put on earth to do to help others where we can, started with my work with my church, the Middletown Reformed Church, um, with youth and children. But it has expanded so that every year I'm involved in some way with helping the homeless. With For 14 years, I've been serving as the president of the Calico Cat Thrift Shop, which is called the Community Outreach Group. And we run a pantry that feeds between 1,000 and 1,100 people a month. So I'm
Wow.
very involved in constant raising awareness of the need for food. And I'm always looking for other projects to do.
Do you
One,
not have enough on your plate?
well, I don't know. It just happens.
Uh,
I also call myself a mini missionary. I've been to East Africa twice, and I'm going in 2023 again. Hopefully, COVID will not stop that. But the last time I went to East Africa in 2016 and 2017, it was for 2 weeks, and there was a lot to do, but I was overweight. I was 177 pounds or more. And while I did what I had to do and loved it, I was uncomfortable the whole
Hmm.
time. So now when I return, I'm less. I'm at less at least 30 pounds for sure, and I'll have more stamina to go on that medical mission. But back home here, perhaps I'm involved in things because I have more energy or and I have a better outlook on things. And that's because I've lost the weight. And while I don't think about it, losing the weight, there has to be a reason that I do that and feel that I can do all those things. And I've enlisted other people to help me, and that, of course, is a lot of administration, but it's all working. The Right now, working with the homeless and a gentleman called Minister Steve Brigham in the Lakewood area. We are and have been gathering. And I'm also president of the Lions Club in Middletown, so I combine all of that. I get all these people to help me, but we're collecting tents and propane and sleeping bags and clothes and food, and shortly we'll be putting together hygiene bags. I just thought about it this morning. We take for granted showering and brushing our teeth
Hmm.
and having a washcloth and um, doing all those things that come natural and we're fortunate to do, but the homeless do not have that luxury. And so I help him and I tell others to help him, and that's expanded. Um, I also introduce all of these things to teenagers, junior high, and now kids that were young teenagers. They've gone off to college, and they themselves have become involved in helping others for various reasons. So I don't know, it's sort of mushroomed, but there's something very rewarding about it. And more than that, there's something more rewarding when you feel like doing it.
Got it. And yeah, I did want to speak to that because you said how much better your outlook is now. You never struck me as somebody who had a bad outlook. But what's changed with you mentally and emotionally?
I think I've I just feel more alive and more
Mm.
comfortable with myself. I did all these things before. I did. I I just have done all these things before, but it was in spite of being.
Right.
As you get older, you seem to get a little heavier, or you don't watch what you eat, or whatever. But this program has taught me how to eat, what to eat, or at least try to stick to it. What's healthy, what's not healthy, what triggers the weight. That's probably been the biggest thing for me. I'm more keenly aware of what triggers my weight. And I don't feel deprived because occasionally, going to parties or things at church or whatever, I eat the things that I like. But then again, your program has that little bell that goes on that if there's a 2 pound swing here or there, that you got to get back on track. So
That's
I don't feel deprived.
Yeah, oh, that's wonderful. You hit on an important topic, and that's the topic of feeling comfortable. So many people come to me and they say, I don't feel comfortable. And I think there's a physical component of that, right? I mean, when you're just physically aware of breathing harder and, and maybe having a large stomach or what have you. And there's also an emotional component because you tend to feel inhibited. And what you're speaking to is being kind of freed up a little bit from that discomfort so you can put more focus and concentration on what it is you're doing. Did I get that right?
You did. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I have peers who look their age and feel their age. I feel very blessed and lucky that I found this program which works for me. It's not hard to do. You just have to knuckle down and believe in the end result you're trying to achieve. And I just wish some of my peers had had the same opportunity to open up Facebook or whatever and
Mhm.
see and hear about ThinTech. I've referred a number of people to you.
Yes, you
Uh,
have.
they've done well, and they've done well. And my daughter is a doctor of physical therapy, and she'd be the first one to tell me that I was on the wrong track if I was doing something that either wasn't working or was detrimental to my health. But she herself has referred people to me so that they can get in touch with you and begin the.
Wow. Well, listen to the children. They are wise. This is a thrill for me, and there's a couple of reasons. So first of all, the fact that you're about to turn 80. I love it when older people come in because it's just such a powerful affirmation of life. There are people who are your age who they don't want to bother because they figure, well, they're too old. They're in the last stretch run,
Yeah.
basically. But people like you, my own mother, who lost 100 pounds in her 70s, that is fantastic. The other thing is the fact that hopefully your potential to help others has been raised. And I don't want to be too self aggrandizing. I don't want to take too much credit. That is all you're doing. But to the degree that we've been able to assist you with that, that kind of has a mushrooming effect, right? And you're able to help more and more people, and that's fantastic as well. So I want to thank you for coming on here and telling your story.
Mhm.
You didn't have to do this, but I asked you, and you immediately said yes. There was no hesitation, so I appreciate that as well.
I'm grateful to tell my story because people ask me all the time, how did you do it?
Uh-huh.
I can give them the information and send them to you and know that if they are sincere and really want to help themselves, the program at ThinTech is absolutely doable, workable, and achievable.
Thank you for that. And I say we revisit this conversation in 20 years. Uh,
Okay.
where I expect you to look just as good as you look now,
Mhm.
and your numbers to be terrific. And by that time, you would have helped tens of thousands of more people.
So
So is that a date, Bev?
you've got a date. I'll mark it. I'll put it right at the end of my calendar.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.